Goku has officially become the god of destruction of Universe 6. Hello guys, today we're going to talk about Dragon Ball Hakai Chapter 3. But before we start, can you please like this video so you'll always be updated with this kind of content? Thanks guys. In the previous chapter, we witnessed a huge turning point. Goku was officially chosen as the new god of destruction, taking over the role left behind by Champa. And now, this is where Chapter 3 of Dragon Ball Hakai begins. The very first scene shows Goku and his companions arriving on Champa's planet. Goku immediately notices something strange. This world looks almost identical to Lord Beerus' planet. Curious, he points it out, and Beerus simply explains that all planets belonging to gods of destruction are designed to look the same. As they were talking, Angel Vados appeared before them. She welcomed everyone, but her words were especially directed at Goku, whom she now respectfully addressed as Lord Goku. Beerus, however, was more concerned about food. He asked if Champa had left anything to eat behind. Goku laughed a bit, teasing Beerus for always thinking about food, while the HAKAISHIN reminded him that he had already eaten plenty back on Earth. But Vados quickly interrupted, apologizing and explaining that there was no time to look for food, because the ritual was about to begin. This revelation surprised Goku, who hadn't realized that everyone was already prepared. Soon after, they were led into a massive cave. As they walked inside, Goku felt a strange heaviness in the atmosphere. He looked uneasy, and Vados immediately noticed. She asked why he seemed sad. Goku admitted that the place felt gloomy, and he wasn't sure if he could ever live there. Vados gently reassured him. She told Goku there was no reason to feel downhearted. After all, he was about to become a god of destruction. This place wasn't ordinary. It was a sacred realm, connected to countless worlds, and only someone like him could set foot here. She also hinted that Goku had many tasks waiting for him, and that she herself would give him a very special kind of training. Hearing this immediately lifted Goku's spirits, and with a smile, he said this was exactly what he wanted. As they continued deeper, a gigantic door came into view, slowly creaking open. Inside, Goku saw a grand gathering of gods, angels, and even the Grand Priest himself. Everyone carried a serious expression, which made Goku wonder if they were late for the ritual. But Vados explained that the tension was natural. It was part of the ceremony. In fact, she added, they were actually 2 minutes early. Looking around, Goku suddenly realized someone was missing, Lord Zeno. Confused, he asked where the Omni King was, and whether he wasn't attending the ritual. Beerus casually answered that Zeno wouldn't be coming. To him, events like this were boring, and if Beerus had a choice, he wouldn't want to attend either. As Goku's eyes wandered, he noticed 3 statues nearby. Curious, he asked Vados what they were for. She explained that these were the statues of the former gods of destruction of Universe 6, and among them was Champa himself. This shocked Goku, who hadn't realized that the position of god of destruction had been passed down many times before. Vados then revealed something even more serious. She explained that every god of destruction eventually faces termination if they fail to fulfill their duties properly. Some even lose their lives entirely. Goku was stunned, asking if that really meant their lives could be ended so abruptly. Beerus added to the conversation, saying that while gods of destruction are extremely powerful, they are far from being the strongest beings in the multiverse. Countless warriors exist across all universes, and many of them surpass even the power of a destroyer. Vados then told Goku that once his training begins, the very first lesson she would teach him would be the history of the former gods of destruction of Universe 6. For now, what he needed to know was simple. The 3 statues he saw represented the past destroyers, and he was now the 4th. Beerus stepped in again, explaining that the reign of a god of destruction isn't like any ordinary position. Their rule can last millions of years, sometimes stretching across entire millennia before a successor is chosen. Goku fell into deep thought, realizing just how long and heavy this responsibility truly was. At this moment, the Grand Priest finally spoke and announced that it was time to begin the sacred ritual to appoint the new god of destruction. The angels immediately prepared everything needed for the ceremony, and Goku was asked to sit down beside the mysterious golden fruit, which would play a key role in the ritual. Curious, Goku pointed at it and asked, "Wait, is that the golden fruit?" The Grand Priest confirmed, explaining that this fruit would give birth to the new Supreme Kai of Universe 6. With this, Goku finally understood the meaning behind its presence. The Grand Priest then instructed Goku to clear his mind completely, removing all thoughts and emotions, and empty himself before the ritual began. Goku followed without hesitation, and the ceremony soon commenced. Within moments, the transformation was complete. Goku had officially become the new god of destruction, and at the same time, a new Supreme Kai was born. Surprised, Goku looked around and said, "That's it? The ritual's already over? I didn't even feel anything unusual." But his attention was quickly caught by the sudden presence of the new Supreme Kai. Goku was startled, asking how he hadn't noticed her arrive. The Kai responded calmly, saying she had simply been quiet with her eyes closed. What shocked Goku more was discovering that the new Supreme Kai appeared as a woman. She introduced herself as Leah, clarifying that Supreme Kais actually have no gender, but most of the time, their appearance tends to be female. Goku then politely introduced himself as well, telling her, "I'm Goku." The Grand Priest interrupted, reminding them that from this day onward, their lives would be linked together. A god of destruction and a Supreme Kai are two halves of the same balance, destruction and creation, and both must support each other for the sake of their universe. He emphasized that Goku and Leah's teamwork would be crucial in maintaining order in Universe 6. Goku then asked a personal question, admitting he wasn't sure if his body had changed after the ritual. The Grand Priest reassured him, saying the process was successful and that the effects would reveal themselves over time. For now, nothing would feel different, except for one permanent change. Goku's aging had completely stopped due to the divine power flowing within him. Angel Vados yelled, commenting that Goku looked great in his new uniform as the god of destruction. The Grand Priest then formally declared the ritual complete, asking everyone present, the gods and angels, to give their greetings and respect to the new god of destruction and the new Supreme Kai. They all bowed in acknowledgement. He then added that from now on, every mission Goku and Leah would take on must be done together, for the sake of preserving the perfect balance between destruction and creation in Universe 6. Both Goku and Leah agreed wholeheartedly. Finally, the Grand Priest dismissed the gathering, allowing the other gods and angels to return to their respective universes. But before leaving, Whis approached Goku and asked if he felt any different yet. Goku admitted that while he didn't feel much at the moment, he could sense a strange new energy flowing inside his body. Whis explained that what Goku felt was likely the energy of destruction, a unique divine power now residing within him. Goku, surprised, asked if it was the same thing as Hakai. Vados clarified that although they seem similar, Hakai is simply a technique for erasing, while the energy of destruction is far greater and deeper in nature. It's something Goku would gradually learn to master in time. Excited, Goku grinned and said, "I see. I can't wait to learn all of this. Lord Beerus, I promise, I'll do everything I can to become a strong god of destruction, and once that happens, we'll have a rematch." Beerus smirked, shaking his head. "Look at you, Goku. You're already losing yourself in this role." With that, Beerus and the others departed, leaving Goku ready to face the responsibilities of his new divine position. At this point, everyone began thinking about what to do next. Vado suggested that they should first focus on finishing the tasks that Champa had left behind. This, she explained, would keep things fair and ensure that Universe 6 didn't fall into disorder. She also added that Goku needed to start learning his new techniques soon, so that by the time they traveled to the sacred planet, he would already understand the responsibilities and duties of a true god of destruction. To prepare Leah, Vados summoned Lord Kiburo, who would personally guide her in her new role as the Supreme Kai. From here, Leah would stay with Kiburo to begin her training, and the two quickly departed to start their lessons. Goku, on the other hand, spoke up, admitting that he wasn't comfortable with the clothes he was wearing. Hearing this, Vados immediately adjusted his attire, giving him a proper outfit more fitting for his position. She then mentioned that it was time for them to begin training. But Goku had other plans. He confessed that he was already tired from the ritual earlier and wanted to rest first. Vados allowed it but teased him by saying, "That's fine, but if you rest now, you'll probably wake up after 37 years. Goku's eyes widened in shock. He exclaimed, "What? 37 years?" He then laughed nervously and said that at this rate, he'd end up just like Beerus, who's famous for sleeping for decades at a time. The scene then shifted to Beerus's planet, where Beerus and Whis were having their own private discussion. They were calmly talking about what to do next, but Beerus couldn't get Goku out of his mind. He turned to Whis and asked, "Do you really think Goku can handle the responsibilities of a god of destruction?" Whis, thoughtful as always, admitted that he had the same doubts. He explained that while Goku is strong and determined, the very nature of a destroyer's job, erasing planets and ending the lives of mortals, is something that doesn't align with Goku's heart. This lingering question hung in the air. Can Goku truly fulfill the role he has just inherited? On the other hand, the scene shifts back to Goku and Angel Vados. Several days of Goku's rest have already passed, and now the first day of his training with Vados is finally about to begin. Vados speaks first and tells Goku that their very first training will focus on accessing the energy of destruction. Curious, Goku immediately asks how he is supposed to do that. Vados explains that from the very beginning, Goku must learn to feel and tap into the specific emotion tied to destruction. She adds that this energy has different stages of adjustment, and mastering these levels will help Goku gain deeper experience in controlling the power of destruction. Goku then asks, "So does that mean I can only access this power through my own emotions?" Vados confirms, "Yes, once you begin destroying things, anger will naturally flow within you." Hearing this, Goku responds confidently. He says it sounds simple because he already learned a similar method back when he first trained to use his Super Saiyan transformation. But Vados quickly corrects him, saying it is not that easy. Anger, if scattered and uncontrolled, is useless. Instead, it must have direction and purpose. Pure destruction requires exclusive intent, and Goku must also remove any hesitation from his mind to destroy things correctly. Goku then recalls what Beerus taught Vegeta about Hakai, and he points out that it sounds very similar. Vados agrees but clarifies further. Yes, the formula may seem alike, but the result is different. Mortals can only imitate this power to a certain extent, like when using Hakai. But Hakai itself is just a technique derived from the energy of destruction, a weakened version compared to the true ability of an actual god of destruction. No mortal can ever surpass the real, authentic power of destruction. Hearing this explanation, Goku finally understands. He then decides to try out what Vados has been telling him. He releases a massive amount of Kai, but Vados quickly stops him, pointing out that he is still only using ordinary ki, not destruction energy. Confused, Goku insists that he already felt anger within his body earlier. He then asks Vados, "What should I do now?" Vados then tells Goku that if he can't properly control the energy of destruction, the solution is simple. He must meditate. Surprised, Goku asks, "Meditate?" Vados explains further, "Yes, meditation will help you discover the true source of your destruction mind. Through it, you will also gain a deeper understanding of yourself. I'm certain that you'll eventually find your own negative energy, and most of the time, that can be found in the darkest parts of your being. All you need to do is dive deep into that darkness, focus on your mind, and feel every ounce of Kai flowing through your body and spirit. If you find your negative energy, try to merge with it. But be careful. If your will is weak, that darkness could consume you instead." Hearing this, Goku decides to follow her instructions. Within only a few seconds of meditating, he's already able to descend into the deepest, darkest corners of his inner self. There, he immediately searches for the negative energy Vados mentioned. To his surprise, he quickly finds it and even dares to grasp it with his own hands. The moment he does, he's shocked. Goku exclaims, "What is this feeling? I've never experienced this kind of pain in my entire life." At that point, Goku is overwhelmed with disturbing flashbacks, memories that once brought him intense emotions and suffering. Yet, instead of being consumed, Goku fights back against this negative force. After a fierce internal struggle, He successfully manages to absorb and control the dark energy, just as Vados instructed. Finally, he returns to his normal self. Catching his breath, Goku says proudly, "I did it." Meanwhile, Vados smiles, clearly pleased with the outcome. Goku had just completed the very first step of his training.